Hi. So I'm Chinese, which is why I'll be talking mainly about the Chinese World War II history. And a lot of that is actually um, related to Japan because China was one of the countries that was under Japanese occupation during World War II. And so I'll be talking a bit about that. Officially, in the history textbook, the Sino-Japanese War is recognized usually to be like 8 years. However, most of the Chinese people think that the conflict started well before that, during 1931, the 918 incident, where Japanese people completely occupied the northeastern provinces of China. They have a lot of power and reign over those regions. And an example is that all of the Chinese people, most of them, were forced to go under Japanese education, like they have to learn Japanese in school. So most people think of that as like the start of the conflict. However, the official start of the Sino-Japanese War was in 1937 during the July 7th incident, or like the Marco Polo Bridge incident, where Japanese people kind of just like started the war by like occupying the major cities in China, which goes on to my opinion about Japanese students learning about my country's World War II history. I think that's a really good opportunity for not only them but also me to be able to tell that past. Personally, I think history is is really flat. Like when you only receive one perspective of history, it's really flat and you don't really see much. But it all depends on that perspective, all that different aspects um that kind of overlay together to form a more solid, more um actual, maybe something that approaches the ultimate truth, but will never get to that ultimate truth. The willingness to learn about history is a very important tool to reflect on like wars, because it's really important to realize that everyone is the victim of war. Not only like the conventionally recognized are the ones being attacked, but like every single person. They're all a tool under a greater force. Everyone is a result and a victim of the war, and there's larger consequences well beyond what's officially documented. Just having the mind to like dig deeper into what happened in the past is very important for the reflection process of trying to know what happened in the past. I think historical studies give you the power to distinguish between not knowing and being ignorant. When someone is ignorant of the fact of historical facts, like they're just being kept in their little boxes and they're not willing to know more, and they don't acknowledge that they don't know enough. But on the opposite end, I think not knowing is a very powerful and like valuable thing to have, because the more you know, the more you realize that you don't know. And acknowledging and being aware that you don't know a lot of things is what gives you the power and what gives you the source of power to understand and trying to know more about what you haven't encountered yet, and that's very valuable. So I think this project is an amazing project, and I hope it goes well.